Right then guys, how's it going and welcome back to your football predictions, the series where you guys go up against me to see who can get the most correct predictions for the upcoming weekend of Premier League football. We had another really tough weekend of predictions in the Premier League. Those were my scores up there. I got 0 correct scores. I only got 3 correct outcomes out of 10. I think my worst week so far. We saw Arsenal beating Leicester away. We saw Burnley getting their first win of the season against Brentford. We saw a massive comeback for Brighton to score 2 goals and draw 2-2 with Liverpool. We saw Manchester United beating Spurs 3-0. It was a tough week. But as always, loads of you guys got involved. I think I had 10 to 15 people who got 2 correct scores, but just one person got 3 correct scores, and that was Pedro. So well done to you, mate. The only person from last week's comments to get 3 correct scores. And it was a tough week. So well done to you. And remember, if you want to be shouted out in my next predictions video, be sure to get down in the comments and let me know your predictions for this weekend's Premier League football. As always, I will go through all of your predictions and shout out the winner. It won't be next week because it's international break. It'll be the week after. But anyway, I will shout you out in my next video. But as always, we will go through those games now. So I say weekend of Premier League football. Again, it actually starts on Friday night at 8 o'clock, which means you've only got tonight, Thursday, and then Friday to get your predictions in. So I will say, if you are watching this on Friday night or you're watching this on Saturday morning, don't worry, still get your predictions in for Saturday and Sunday. I will go through all of the ones on Friday night and then I'll do it again on Saturday morning. So if you are watching late, don't worry, you can still get involved. But anyway, we will start things off on the Friday night with Southampton taking on Aston Villa. Southampton are definitely on the up. They've had some good results in recent weeks, beating Leeds, then a draw with Burnley, and then beating Watford at the weekend, taking on an Aston Villa side who are on the down. They've lost their last 4 games in a row, which includes that 4-1 loss against West Ham at the weekend. So, you know, start of the season, if you asked me who I thought this would win this game, I would probably go Aston Villa. But I just think Southampton are on the up, Villa are a bit on the down. I'm going to go Southampton 1-0. And then moving on to the weekend, to start things off at 12:30 on Sky, we have got the Manchester derby, Manchester United taking on Manchester City. This was a tough one to predict. We had Manchester United winning their game at the weekend 3-0. People were calling it the El Sacico to see whether Oli or Nuno got sacked. It actually happened. Oli kept his job after winning and Nuno did get the sack. I think Manchester United fans may have well wanted to lose that game, because I know there's a lot of people who are not a fan of Ole Solskjaer as the manager, but regardless, they did win 3-0. As for Manchester City, they did not win. They lost 2-0 against Crystal Palace. That was another game. I didn't even mention that. That was another game that I don't think anyone predicted right. No, I don't think anyone did. Or maybe one person, actually, now that I think about it. But anyway, prediction time. It's in a derby like this, it could literally go either way. And I know I talk about it a lot being a close game, 1-0, 1-1, 1-1. It could be. I think that the way Manchester United play at the moment is almost peaks and troughs. They pull a great string of wins together and Ollie keeps his job, and then they start losing and it all goes wrong again. I think because they won the last one, I think they may well do it, and it's at Old Trafford. So I've gone 2-1 to Manchester United. Let me know what you think about that one down below. Moving on to the 3 o'clock games now. Starting off with Brentford taking on Norwich. Again, Brentford two promoted sides here. We've seen Brentford Well, again, it's the opposites, really. Two promoted sides. One has been on a great run this season, which was Brentford. The other, Norwich, still yet to win a game. Just one of two teams still yet to win a game. Having said that, Brentford did lose their game at the weekend against Burnley and have actually lost their last 3 games in a row. So although they have done well since coming up, last few weeks not so good. Norwich lost again at the weekend against Leeds. I've backed Brentford to win it 1-0. Norwich's first win will have to come soon, but I think Brentford have definitely looked the better side of the two this season, and although I think Norwich will win eventually, it could well be in this one, to be fair, but I'm going to back Brentford 1-0 anyway. Moving on to Chelsea versus Burnley. Chelsea have won their last 4 Premier League games in a row, including 3-0, pretty easy 3-0 win against Newcastle away at the weekend, taking on a Burnley side who got their first win of the weekend. As I say, beating Brentford, again, a team who have looked good this season, but they're playing top of the league Chelsea, who have looked incredible, so I'm going to go 3-0 Chelsea. We saw them beat Norwich 7-0. We saw them beat Newcastle 3-0. It could be really anything at this point, so I'll go 3-0. We'll have to see what happens there. Next up, we have Crystal Palace taking on Wolves. Crystal Palace are undefeated in 5 Premier League games, 4 draws, and then the great win against Manchester City 2-0 at the weekend. And I believe are undefeated full stop in their home games as well. So can they continue that undefeated streak at home against Wolves? Wolves have got their own undefeated streak at the minute as well. They have not lost in 5 Premier League games, and that includes the 2-1 win against Everton on Monday night. I have gone for Crystal Palace 2-1, and I actually had a comment in the last video saying, why do I always predict Wolves to lose? I'm sorry. I don't go out there and pick up on teams and think I'm going to predict them to lose every week. And I've only just realised I've done it now that I'm reading it out. But that's what I've gone for. I actually went Wolves Leeds 1-1 the other week, and I was right. So I don't always predict them to lose. I predicted them to draw and I was spot on. But I have predicted them to lose this week. So prove me wrong, Wolves. You know what? I'll take it. If you go and win it, then well done you. Moving on to the 5:30 now on Saturday on BT Sport. We have got Brighton taking on Newcastle. Brighton have drawn 4 and lost 1 of the last 5. So although they are having an incredible season, 4 draws and a loss, not the best form, although it's still 4 points on the board. Although they have played some very tough teams, which may well make you think, because they did lose against Man City, but they drew against Arsenal, and they also drew against Liverpool. So I think those are 2 very good points there, and that includes being 2-0 down against Liverpool, and then coming back to 2-2. Taking on a Newcastle side, who are the other one of the 2 teams still yet to win a game. Lost 6-0 against Chelsea. No, they didn't. Lost 3-0 against Chelsea at the weekend, but there is a 6-point gap between Newcastle and getting out of the relegation zone. And yes, it is still early-ish in the season. I am recording this on Tuesday night, and I'm hoping Newcastle might have a new manager by the time this video goes up, or at least in time for the game this weekend. But regardless, I've backed Brighton 2-1. That new manager bounce, playing a Brighton side who haven't won too many games recently. Maybe Newcastle can pull something from it. But based on the fact that there won't be a manager this weekend, I've got to predict Newcastle to lose, to be honest. It's on TV. Everyone can laugh at us on there. Moving on to the Sunday at 2 o'clock on Sky, we have got Arsenal taking on Watford. Again, you look at Arsenal, 10 games played in the Premier League, lost the first 3, undefeated in their last 7 Premier League games, and that includes a 2-0 win against Leicester at the weekend. And Leicester haven't been on the greatest of form, but still it's a really good win away from home as well. Taking on a Watford side who, again, promoted side, have got off to a very good start. We've seen some very exciting games from them, winning that 5-2 win against Everton the other week, and then they did lose 1-0 against Southampton at the weekend. But previous to that, a pretty good result. And we also saw them lose 5-0 against Liverpool the week before. So who knows, maybe there could be some goals in this one as well. I mentioned Arsenal won 2-0 in their last game. I have predicted them to do the same again this weekend, 2-0 to Arsenal. Moving on again at 2 o'clock on Sunday, but not on TV. We have got Everton taking on Tottenham Hotspur. Everton have lost their last 3 games in a row, including the loss against Wolves on Monday night. Rafa Benitez is getting a hell of a lot of stick at the minute, and it just shows. I shouldn't really rant, but as a Newcastle fan, we were getting slated for having to go at Steve Bruce for losing 8 in a row, you know. And then, you know, Spurs, as I say, Nuno has officially gone. They won 3, lost 3, won 2, lost 2. So that was quite up and down, wasn't it? Including their 3-0 loss against Manchester United. And now Nuno's gone. Bruce didn't win an 8. And we got told off for being upset about that. But Spurs have done a good thing here. They've got rid of Nuno. They are showing intent on what they want to do, which is get up that Premier League. And they've brought in Conte, which is incredible, to be honest. I think that's such a good managerial appointment for them. And I'm going to be honest, I wrote these predictions down before that happened, so maybe that might have altered my prediction, but I'm going to stick with what I've written down, and it is 1-1. Again, a Spurs side who are on the bounce with a new manager against an Everton side who have lost the last 3, and Rafa who's having a bit of trouble at the minute. But it would not surprise me for Rafa Benitez to pull something out of the bag at home as well. So we'll have to see what happens there. Again, at 2 o'clock on the Sunday, but again, not on TV, we have got Leeds taking on Leicester. This was actually a tough call for me, predicting this one. Leicester, before the start of the season, if you asked me for a winner here, I would have just said Leicester all day. But again, they have... I won't say they've struggled. They're not struggling this season. They still have a great side. We've seen some great performances this season. They beat someone 4-2 this season. Then Brendan Rodgers, was it Man City? Oh, I don't know now. I can't remember who it was against. But we've seen some great performances for Leicester this season, but they just haven't quite clicked the way they have previous seasons. And then we've got a Leeds side who, to be honest, as always, are a bit up and down. A great win for them against Norwich at the weekend. Again, out of the relegation zone for them. Gone 2-2. Just goals galore, hopefully. And then to finish things off at 4:30 on Sunday on Sky, we have got West Ham taking on Liverpool. So again, 2 sides here who have been on great form this season. West Ham have won their last 3 games in a row in the Premier League, including the 4-1 win against Aston Villa. They all sat in the top 4, taking on a Liverpool side who are still the only team to not lose in the Premier League, which is a great feat there. And that includes a 2-2 draw against Brighton. Again, they were 2-0 up. I think it says more about how well Brighton did to come back as opposed to Liverpool. I mean, they will feel like they should have held on to it and got the win, but still. Again, this is another tough one. West Ham are at home. Antonio loves scoring goals. They've just got a 4-0 win against Aston Villa. Can they be the first team to beat Liverpool this season? I've gone 2-1 Liverpool. I know. I've bigged one team up and then gone the other way. But again, it's Mo Salah, best player in the world at the minute for me. I mean, they can literally pull a win from anywhere. and it'll be a big one for a team to win it. And again, the way West Ham have been playing this season, it could well be them, but we'll have to wait and see. But that is it, guys, and those are all of my predictions up there for the games this weekend. I say weekend, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Be sure to get your predictions for all of these games down in the comments below. Ideally before Friday's game, but if not, before Saturday morning's game is fine. I will go through all of your predictions and shout out the winner in my next predictions video, which will be in 2 weeks' time because of the international break. But again, thank you all for watching as always. Drop a like on the video, and if you are still watching 15 minutes later and you are yet to subscribe, then please hit that subscribe button. I know loads of you guys come and watch my prediction videos but still haven't subscribed. So if that's you watching right now, then please hit that button. Alright guys, thanks for watching as always. Predictions down below, and I'll catch you later.